Hello everyone, my name is Kieran and welcome to the first Premier League preview on Red Devil Weekly in a bit of a new look studio and also a bit of a new look for the channel with different style thumbnails. Before I get into it, please do let me know what you think of everything that's going on in today's stream, and also if you're watching as a video, please do comment down below your predictions for the game against Chelsea. But I'm so excited to be bringing you this preview. It's felt like ages since United have been playing any sort of meaningful football, so it's great to be back and I'm just looking forward to it immensely. So as I said, before we get into it, please do leave a like if you aren't already and subscribe to the channel as well if you are new. On about 753 subscribers as of right now, so our next goal of course is 760 subscribers. So please, if you guys wouldn't mind, share the stream around and just, if you like this sort of stuff, please do subscribe to the channel if you are new. But of course, today we're going to be previewing the big game against Chelsea on Sunday. And welcome, first and foremost, to Rashford. Thanks for joining, really appreciate it. And yeah, please leave a like as well, guys, if you haven't already. So there may be a few technical hitches. It's the first time that we're trying out this studio, but please do, if you've got any ideas for how I could revamp this studio, how I could make it even better than it is, then please do let me know in the live chat or even the comment section below. So we're going to get straight into this Chelsea preview. Before we get into it as well, just notice Red Devil Studio. Thanks for joining, my man. Really appreciate it. Make sure you do check out his channel. Really brilliant Manchester United channel. Make sure you do check it out if you haven't already. And also welcome to Ryan. Thanks for joining. Really appreciate it as well. So as always, as you guys who've watched Red Devil Weekly for a long time will know, we always start by talking about Chelsea. We talk about the opponent first, get them out of the way, and that's, we be done with Chelsea, and then we focus on the biggest club in the world. I was about to say the best club in the world, but unfortunately that's probably not correct anymore. But we'll move on from that. Chelsea, of course, as you can see there, they're 8th in the league right now, but that's unfair because they haven't really played any games. Welcome TTX and Rasmus as well. Thanks for joining, guys. Really appreciate it. Chelsea are obviously, a team which are tipped to struggle by a lot of people this season. And obviously that's because, as you guys know, they had a transfer ban, and it has affected them. Of course, they have let a few players go. The biggest one, of course, being Eden Hazard, who was able to bail them out of big games and bail them out of games where it didn't look like they were going to get the win. But Eden Hazard was able to produce that little bit of magic that was able to get them out of those sort of tight spots. And they don't have Eden Hazard anymore. Of course, they brought in Christian Pulisic, who does look like a bright spark for the future, but as of right now isn't anywhere near the heights of Eden Hazard. Also, they got rid of their David Luiz as well on deadline day to Arsenal, so they did lose a few of their players, but They, like us, will be relying on the youngsters this season. The likes of Callum, Hudson-Odoi, Mason Mount. Obviously, Mason Mount worked under Frank Lampard, the new manager at Chelsea. And also, I've watched a few of Lampard's interviews, and he's really spoken about the importance of wanting to breed the young players and blood the youth in this Chelsea side. So I think we'll be seeing a lot of it on Sunday or tomorrow, of course, if you're watching this today. But yeah, I feel like we are going to see a few younger players in that Chelsea side, including Tammy Abraham potentially as well. Welcome. Oh, sorry, I'm going to get the chat properly. Welcome, Team Takage. Thanks for joining, mate. Really appreciate it. He says, what's up, bro? Maguna, but my bro Red Devil Studio sent me here. Well, thank you very much for joining, mate. Really appreciate it, of course. We are going to have, I bet we're going to have some ding-dong battles down the season. But thanks for joining anyway. Really appreciate it. And thank you for Red Devil Studio for sharing the stream around. Really appreciate it as well. TTX says, Jesus Christ, I'm more excited about the women's team than the men's this year. I mean, I can see what you mean. And I think a lot of United fans are definitely feeling a bit pessimistic about the season, particularly after the shambolic end to the transfer window that we had. But at the same time, I've got a bit of a renewed sense of optimism. Whether that's complete blind optimism, we'll have to wait and see. But I'm hoping I'm proven wrong. Dazzo on the stream, mate. Thanks for joining. Dazzo says, looks like we're going live after this. And I do apologise, Dazzo. I do apologise if you're about to go live. I mean, I don't mind. You can stream during this. I don't mind at all. But thanks for joining, Daz. I really appreciate it, as always. He says, without Hazard, Chelsea won't be brilliant in the attacking sense. I think you're right. I think Eden Hazard is was definitely Chelsea's best player by 100 miles, and I think he was, as I said, he's someone who's able to do that bit of magic, create that ball that played in Giroud or another Chelsea striker, and he made the team tick. And without Eden Hazard in that team, it's going to be difficult for Chelsea. But I'm not going to write them off whatsoever. I mean, we don't have the best of team. We don't have the best of teams either, but at the same time, Chelsea without Hazard is definitely less threatening, because whenever I saw Eden Hazard on the team sheet, I was worried. I was definitely worried. So now he's not going to be on the team sheet for Chelsea, and they haven't really been able to replace him adequately. I'm feeling a bit better about it anyway. Ryan says, I can't remember the last time we played. Exactly. I mean, obviously United come into this one off the back of a 2-2 draw. The exact same as Chelsea, who come into off the back of this one off a 2-2 draw against Borussia Mönchengladbach in their last pre-season friendly. Obviously, we drew 2-2. I believe we drew 2-2 against... or was it 1-1? Oh, I think I got it wrong. Well, I think our last game was against AC Milan. It was AC Milan in Cardiff, and I thought we drew 2-2 before getting into the obviously the penalty shootout, which United just about won. So I might be wrong. Please let me know. Welcome Renami MFC, and welcome Techman. Thanks for joining. The man of the hour, the Chelsea fan, the resident Chelsea fan. So it'll be great to hear what he has to say as well. Techman says, Chelsea are even more dangerous without Hazard. Mark my words. I mean, I hope not. I really hope you're wrong. But at the same time, I think Chelsea have definitely got strengths to their game. I think they brought in, obviously, they're able to get Pulisic in. They kept Kovacic as well. So they've got some decent players in there. N'Golo Kante. So, I mean, I'm not writing Chelsea off whatsoever. But without Hazard in the team, I feel like they are less threatening. But those youth players are going to be very, very hungry to do their best at Old Trafford and to get Chelsea off and running, because both teams are going to be very, very hungry for a positive start to this Premier League season. Dazza says, I thought I meant last meeting with Chelsea. Oh no, okay, you are right. Yeah, 1-1. It was 1-1 actually. At Old Trafford, of course. Juan Mata opened the scoring, then an absolute howler by David De Gea let Marcus Alonso in for his goal. Welcome, Nick. Thanks for joining. Everyone doing a live stream tonight. The season started. I know. It's just that time of year. Ryan says, I thought we played some Norwegian team. Oh yeah, we played Christensen, but I think that was the second to last game of pre-season, and we just about won that game 1-0 as well. So yeah, I mean, Nick saying Man U should win it. As I said, I'm not ruling out Chelsea whatsoever. Obviously, I'm hoping that we can get the victory, but I think it's going to be a very, very tough game for us. And it all really depends for me how the new signings do in the Man United shirt. Of course, Wan-Bissaka, Maguire, and also potentially Daniel James will be starting the game tomorrow. So it'll be very interesting to see how they, kind of hit the ground running, hopefully, or not hit the ground running. Let's hope it is the latter rather than the former. But it's all about how they do, really. Red Devil Studio says Wan-Bissaka will pocket Pulisic tomorrow. I mean, as you said, a bit more up there. We have to stay positive, and you know what? Wan-Bissaka has played brilliantly. He has been one of the positive shining lights of pre-season this year, and hopefully, if he just continues that sort of form into the Premier League season, he could have a shout as potentially. I don't want to jinx anything, but potentially he could have a shout at being one of the best fullbacks in the league. So let's hope that he can hit the ground running and start tomorrow. TTX says, I hope Mason Greenwood starts. I can't name a better right winger in our squad. Just hope Ole doesn't play Mata like he always does. And I think Mason Greenwood definitely would provide a lot more pace, a lot more agility down that right hand side, and would be able to terrorise the Chelsea fullbacks. So Mata, of course, is very, very good at kind of taking the ball calmly and passing it inside. But I think a lot of United fans, probably including you, TTX, would say that Juan Mata does kind of slow the game down a bit sometimes, especially under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, who definitely wants to try and play a counter-attacking style of play. I'm not sure whether Juan Mata realistically is the right player for that. So I mean, I will see what starting 11 he picks. If I'm going off the ones he usually picks in pre-season, I think we will see Juan Mata starting. But I could be wrong, as I said. Tech says the problem was we were depending on Hazard too much. Now he's gone. We have goals to contribute from all areas. Having young players means they're hungry, fearless, and eager to impress. I mean, I think that definitely is a very, very important factor to kind of think about with young players. They have a point to prove, and they're going to want to come to Old Trafford and really cause problems and show Frank Lampard that they want to be in the team for not just a few games in the season, but for the remainder of the season. They want to challenge and have competition for that first name on the team sheet. So it's going to be a really good game, I think. Both sets of sides having younger players who really want to get stuck in and want to try and prove their managers what they can do. Ryan says I'm missing the game. Ryan, I mean, hopefully, I don't want this to go the wrong way, but hopefully you do miss some good football. Because anyway, yeah. And team predictions. My team predictions will be coming very, very soon. Team Tankad says, looking forward to Nicolas Pepe nutmegging Wan-Bissaka and scoring the winner at Old Trafford. Yeah, I mean, obviously Arsenal, I have to say, from a rival's point of view, it was a bit annoying because they have probably had the best transfer window in the Premier League, Don Raul and all that, and obviously they get their Premier League campaign underway tomorrow against Newcastle. So I'm looking forward to seeing how Arsenal play. I do hope that Arsenal get turned over by Newcastle, don't get me wrong. But at the same time, I'm looking forward to see how Pepe can do. Sorry, Dazza says, are you accepting calls? I will be accepting calls a bit later on, probably about 5-10 minutes time, where I'll also be doing my team prediction and everything like that. Rashford says, some people badly underestimate Chelsea at the moment. I totally agree. I think they've got a really, really good squad of players, and they always show up against United. So it's always been some really, really good battles down the years. So I totally agree with you. I think it's going to be a very interesting game. Welcome, Dan. Thanks for joining. Says, are you in a shed tonight? Yeah, just pitched up in the shed tonight. Well, no, I decided to kind of change up the OBS studio. Obviously, please do let me know what you guys think of it, and whether you guys think I should go back to my old one, or is there any way you guys should, any way you guys would suggest I could improve the studio behind me? Please do let me know. Tankaj also asked my predictions. I hope I'm saying that right. Please do protect me. Please do, correct me if I'm wrong, mate. I want to make sure I'm pronouncing all of your names correctly. So please do correct me if I'm wrong. TTX says Arsenal fans are so obsessed with us. Well, I mean, I can't comment. I can't comment. But some people would say living rent free. But you know what? I'm not going to comment about that. Techman had an interesting comment there. He said, Reece James and Mason Mount, remember those names. I mean, look, I think Mason Mount obviously played under Frank Lampard at Derby. He looked really, really good in the Championship last year. And Reece James as well. I haven't seen too much of him, but what I've heard is good things. So as I said, Chelsea have got a very good young contingent that are hungry to help Chelsea get off to the best possible start. Watford Hornet, thanks for joining, mate. Really appreciate it. He says, appalling start to the season for Watford. Just can't wait to see Sarr and Welbeck in action for us. Will be game changers. I think actually, watching the game today or watching the highlights of the game, it did look like you were missing kind of those two players. So I think your fortunes will change when you get the likes of Welbeck and Sarr in the team, because they are two decent players, especially for Watford. So I'm looking forward to it. The only thing I was disappointed with the Watford game was the fact that Pereira, obviously, I'm not sure the central attacking midfielder, didn't even play today, and he was in my fantasy team. And while we're on fantasy team as well, if you haven't already, make sure you do join my Premier League Fantasy League. There is the league code right there. And just a reminder, the winner gets a £15 or £15 voucher of your choice. The standings at the moment aren't looking too great for me, but that just means you've got a much better chance of beating me and potentially winning that £15 voucher for you. It's just the rivalry, I love the rivalry between, Arsenal and Man United. Obviously, the Twitter banter can be good. It can be a bit annoying at the same time, but that's what you get. That's what you're going to get. TTX says, not really. You have classic Dillian fans like DT. I mean, to be fair, DT doesn't help himself. That's all I'm going to say. So yeah, I think Dazza said I would go back to the Old Trafford one. I think that's a fair point. I mean, obviously with Old Trafford in the background, at least you could probably you know, at least you'd be able to know us at Old Trafford. But yeah, I'll see what I can do. Obviously, it's just a bit of a work in progress, really. So yeah, of course, I will be getting into my kind of Chelsea predictions, or the predictions for the game, really. But a bit about Manchester United, of course, it's the first time we get to see Harry Maguire in a Manchester United shirt, and I'm really looking forward to it. Obviously, a lot of people are saying the price tag is going to weigh too heavily on him. It's going to, you know, really affect him in the game, but I'm actually very, very confident that Harry Maguire can have a really, really decent game for us. And I think he's definitely someone who we've been crying out for in the defence, especially Lindelof will be very, very happy that we have got Harry Maguire playing beside him. And also David De Gea will probably be the most happy of the lot. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how Harry Maguire goes. I don't want to put the kiss of death on him, but I just wish him well. And I'm hoping that he can just hit the ground running like Wan-Bissaka and also like Daniel James as well. And I'll be sharing with you my predicted starting 11 in just a few minutes as well. Red Devil Studio says the big thing for me is if Kante is unfit, I don't think Chelsea's defence can handle us. I think Kante will be a big factor in this game. Obviously, one of the best Premier League midfielders in the last 2 or 3 years. Obviously, was in the FIFA Pro World 11 as well. I think it was last year. So, you know, it's big thing for N'Golo Kante, and he's someone who will have a big effect on the game if he does play. And if he does play, we just need to make sure we neutralise that threat as well. So it depends if he's fit. Obviously, there have been a few concerns over his fitness or anything like that. Obviously, Techman, being the Chelsea fan, will probably be able to update us on that if he thinks he is going to start or not. Red Devil Studio also says our defence can handle Pulisic, Tammy Abraham, etc. You'd hope so, really, but as I said, not writing Chelsea off whatsoever. But at the same time, we'll see what goes on. Rasmus says, no disrespect, for the midfield is more of a threat than their forward. Their midfield's decent. They've got, you know, Kovacic, Jorginho, Kante, really, really decent midfield in there. Their forward line probably isn't as good, but at the same time, you know, they're young, they're fast, they're hungry. They could cause us problems, so it's going to be interesting. It's going to be a big test. TTX says we have a better defence than Chelsea. Been a while since we can say that, exactly. But it's good to be able to say that. It's good to have a bit of confidence as well in our defence because, as you said, over the last kind of 4 or 5 years, we've had zero confidence in our defence. So it's good to have a bit of confidence about it. As I said, guys, please leave a like if you haven't already. Also, subscribe to the channel if you are new around here. Our next target, of course, is 760 subscribers, so please do help us out with that. Share the stream around, all that good stuff. That'd be absolutely fantastic. Desert says, I've started a donation thing on my channel through Streamlabs OBS. I'm becoming a professional. There you go. Well, I mean, please do check out Daz's channel and the link in the description down below, as well as Red Devil Studios channel as well. He's in the live chat right there. And yeah, you know, feel free to donate to Dazza there. Ryan is going for De Gea, Shaw, Lindelof, Maguire, Wan-Bissaka, Pogba, Matic, McTominay, Martial, Rashford and Mata. There you go. I think that'd be a strong enough team. Of course, some people would object to Juan Mata being in that team. Probably would rather Mason Greenwood. But I feel like, you know, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer seems to be favouring Juan Mata a bit more than Mason Greenwood. But hopefully you're wrong, as we said. Welcome to RB Comms. Thanks for joining. Really appreciate it. He says, we lost, but I'm so impressed with the performance. We smashed them. We just couldn't finish. Of course, Juventus were taking on Atletico Madrid in one of their final pre-season friendlies before the Italian league gets underway. And João Felix, I mean, what a player he is. Absolute talent as well. Rasmus says it's so depressing to start a season without any hope of going for the title all the way. I mean, that's the only thing, of course. As Man United fans, we are used to kind of starting the season with at least a little bit of optimism that we could potentially push City or Liverpool. But I think this season it's a write-off straight away. You know, both teams scoring a combination of 9 goals in their first Premier League games. Liverpool putting 4 past Norwich. Man City putting 5 past West Ham away from home, which is not an easy fixture whatsoever. So to make it look that easy is frightening. Absolutely frightening. Ryan says, would prefer to have Greenwood on and Matic not to be on. I think Matic as well is definitely a question mark. In pre-season, I think he's had a bit of a shocker. So I think potentially Fred might be a better option, but whether Solskjaer sees it that way, I'm not too sure. TTX says Jones must be planting spikes in Maguire's boots. Oh, of course, yeah. I mean that would be awful if Maguire got injured. It'd just be, £80 million and back to square one. So hopefully that doesn't happen. Hopefully he can have a great impact, hit the ground running, as we said already. But yeah, guys, I'm going to get on to my predicted lineup for the game and also give you my score predictions as well. So here is my predicted lineup for the game. Graphics, as usual, done by the amazing Rashford. Really, really good stuff from him. So there is my predicted lineup for the game. So yeah, please let me know what you think about it. I've gone with a 4-2-3-1 formation. Gone with David Gea in goal. I'm really, really backing him to have a really good season this year. Back four, Luke Shaw, Maguire for his first start in the United shirt. Can't wait for that. Lindelof and Wan-Bissaka as completes the back four. I do think Solskjaer will go with Nemanja Matic and Scott McTominay. I think Scott McTominay has been a bit of a revelation ever since Jose Mourinho gave him the call-up, and it'll be very interesting to hear what Jose Mourinho has to say about him in the Sky Sports studio. And Nemanja Matic in there, I feel like Solskjaer's going to put Matic in there just for a bit of extra protection on that back line. I've gone with a 4-2-3-1, so I'm playing Pogba as the kind of central attacking midfielder a bit further up. I've gone with Rashford on the left-hand side. I've gone with Daniel James to start on that right-hand side. I think, it's a toss-up between him, Greenwood and Juan Mata. I think potentially he might go with Daniel James to make his Old Trafford debut and his Premier League debut as well. And then Martial 9. What a difference that number 9 shirt could potentially make to Martial and his confidence. Hopefully we'll see 20-25 goals from him this season. Anthony Martial starting up front, leading the line for Manchester United. A lot about that excites me, but at the same time he's got a lot of expectation with obviously the change of number. But we'll wait and see what happens with it. So please let me know what you think about that starting 11. Ryan says, I hope we get top 4. Europa League will be important to try and win the Champions League. Obviously, again, it'll be another trophy which Solskjaer can shove in the board's face and say, even though you didn't fully back me, I was able to win a trophy. So, again, hopefully we do win the Europa League. Manchester United's philosophy and foundation is all about winning trophies and being successful. So, any trophy, the better, really. TTX says, Ryan, no one's going to take him, plus he's on high wages again, thanks to the incompetent board. I mean, that is true. That is definitely true. Dazza says, I wouldn't put Martial striker IMO. He's more of a left winger. I think it's pretty likely that Greenwood's going to start. To be fair, a lot of United fans that I've seen predict starting 11s for this game have said that Mason Greenwood looks like he's going to start for Manchester United. And I think, you couldn't argue against them, really. In pre-season, he's been very, very impressive. So if he can continue that sort of form against the likes of Chelsea, then we could be in for a very, very good young player to help us throughout this season. Because if you look at the likes of City and Liverpool squad depth, that is a sort of squad depth that you need to challenge for the big trophies. And, it's going to be questionable whether we do have that, especially in our attacking options after selling Romelu Lukaku. Red Devil Studio said he would love for Greenwood to start. I think a lot of us would love to see Mason Greenwood start at Old Trafford in a huge game. First game of the Premier League season. It would just be a dream come true for him as well. Ryan says board needs removed and Woodward sacked. I couldn't agree with you more, and I think there probably will be some protests at the game tomorrow, which I definitely welcome. But unfortunately, guys, I don't see any sort of movement in that direction for a while, unless the protests get really, really bad and really, really violent, that they have kind of no choice. It's just kind of it's a frustrating situation to be in, but ultimately I don't think we're going to see much change in that direction. Della says Bolton and other fans are saying that United fans can't complain about transfers when they spent over 130 million on players. Obviously, Bolton are in a pretty bad situation themselves, but at the same time, it's different because ultimately, it's just because, you're in different situations and maybe one club's in a worse situation than another, doesn't mean that we don't have a right to complain about anything. Like, we've seen this club being run, poorly from our standards for the last kind of 5 or 6 years, and we have a right to complain. And I don't agree with the fact that, just because another club is having it worse doesn't mean we can't complain about what we've got. I don't agree with that premise at all. TTX is agreeing with his quality. He has experience from last season, and his physicality is already Prem standard as well. The game he played against Cardiff, he should have had 2 or 3 goals in that match. So if he just adds that bit of clinicality to his game, which I'm sure he'll add to his game with Premier League experience, then he could become a very, very strong player indeed. Daza says Bury could be in the Vanarama National League by the end of August. I truly feel sorry for them. Well, of course, you feel sorry for these sort of clubs because, and their fans especially, because the fact their club has been run so poorly by the owners is kind of negatively impacting the fans and, their beloved football team, they're not being able to watch. So, of course, we feel sorry for them. And obviously, I hope their situation does improve. Ryan says, so much debt left by the Glazers and Woodward, can't do his job. Well, that's the thing. Obviously, there is questions over whether Solskjaer is being properly backed, and I think he definitely isn't being properly backed. But at the same time, you need to have the money filtering through, and if you don't have the money filtering through, it does get very, very difficult. So yeah, all right. You know what, guys? I'm going to move on, and I'm going to give you my score prediction for the game. So if you are watching live right now, let me know your score predictions in the live chat right now. Let me know what you think the score is going to be tomorrow. And then after the score predictions, I will be taking calls from the live chat. So, welcome Phil Mitchell, by the way. Thanks for joining, Phil. Really appreciate it. It's going to be mad seeing Ollie and Frank on the touchline. It's going to be mental. I mean, imagine about 3 or 4 years ago, we would be seeing Solskjaer versus Frank Lampard, Man United versus Chelsea in the Premier League. It's absolutely mental, but that's the way it's going at the moment. But guys, if you are watching right now, please do put in your score predictions for the game tomorrow. Let me know what you think the score is going to be. I'm going to give my score prediction as you guys do that. But yeah, I'll read out a few of your comments just after I do because there's some really, really good questions in there. So, my score prediction for the game, I'm going to go with a 2-1 win to Manchester United. I think it's going to be a very, very close game indeed. I think Chelsea, you can't write them off whatsoever. Yes, they've had a transfer ban and it might be a bit tricky for them this season. But at the same time, they've got some really good, really hungry young players that will cause us problems tomorrow if we're not careful. However, I feel like, the way we've been playing in pre-season, we've got a lot of confidence going into this game. I'm hoping our good record at the first game of the Premier League season can also continue as well. So I'm going to go with a 2-1 win to Manchester United. I think Anthony Martial as a number 9, picking up his first goal of the season. And I also think Paul Pogba may get on the score sheet as well, whether that's from a penalty or anything like that. I'm not too sure. But I'm going to go with a 2-1 win to Manchester United. And it'd be a brilliant start to the season. But ultimately, I'm just hoping we put in a really convincing, really strong performance, which may prove a few of the doubters wrong. And also, I'm hoping that the new signings really do hit the ground running in their first game in the Premier League. Phil goes with 2-0. Ryan goes with 2 or 3-0 to United. RB Comps goes with 3-0 United. Phil Jones hat-trick. I mean, I tell you what, if that happens, you could win a lot of money if you put a fiver on that. I can say that right now. So yeah, I mean, I like the confidence from you guys. I do like the confidence. Red Devil Studio says, big question, who will step up and replace Lukaku's goals this season? Well, in my opinion, it has to be Anthony Martial. He's been given the number 9 shirt, which was vacated by Romelu Lukaku. So it has to be Martial for me. It has to be. I think Rashford will pitch in with a few, but hopefully we do see goals coming from all round the pitch because a good side needs to have goals coming from all around the pitch, and I'm hoping we can do that. But I do think Anthony Martial, with the number change, definitely has a lot of weight of expectation on his shoulders now. But you know what? He has to live up to it. This is his wish. He came in as a striker, so if he doesn't perform, then he's only got himself to blame. But yeah, also TTX here I can see says Greenwood, Rashford, Martial, what a front three. Definition of what United are about. Young talents like Class of 92, Busby babes. Exactly. Going back to the traditions and values of the club. And a lot of United fans would be buzzing to see Rashford, Martial and Greenwood starting as a front three. So we'll see what Solskjaer picks. So yeah, I mean, that was the team I went with. I did not start Mason Greenwood, but of course I could be wrong. I have been wrong throughout pre-season, so there's no doubt I'm going to get it wrong probably for most of this season in terms of my starting lineup prediction. But anyway, guys, I will open up the floor to Skype calls. By the way, guys, as well, if you do want to call me on Skype, my Skype link is in the description down below. My Skype name is on there, so please do add me if you aren't already. Also, leave a like on the stream if you aren't already as well. That would be absolutely fantastic. And make sure you do check out all the channels in the description down below, as well as Dazza, Red Devil Studio as well, who's in the live chat right now. Check them all out because they're really, really brilliant brilliant channels. Phil says, do you think Angel Gomez and T Chong will be in the squad? I think they'll be in the squad. I think there's no doubt about that. I think ultimately they didn't actually play, I don't think, in that game the under-23s played against West Brom where they won 5-0. James Garner in that game scored an absolute screamer, so potentially he's put himself in contention for the next few games. But I think Chong and Gomez will be in the squad for tomorrow's game. Whether they get any pitch time remains to be seen. Obviously, kind of depends on where we are in the game, but you know, again, they're players I'm looking forward to it. Ryan says, will be interesting to hear Jose on Sky Sports this year. Yeah, it will be very, very interesting, especially being in the studio for this game tomorrow. You know, Chelsea, Man United, both teams he's managed. Both teams he doesn't have the best of relationships with. And both teams he kind of left on bad terms. So it'll be very interesting to hear a bit of insight from Jose Mourinho on both teams. So looking forward to that, immensely looking forward to it. So yeah, if you do want to call in, guys, please do feel free to do so. I will, you know, try and make sure I get you on because it's about you guys. It's about your opinions, and I want to hear it. I want to hear what you guys have to say. So yeah, I will just get Skype up on the laptop right now because I would get it up on my phone, but I think my phone is probably gonna go in a second. So yeah, please do feel free to call in. Right, I am lagging slightly. Sorry guys, I'm just my face will probably be stopped, you know, as Skype is kind of coming on. So it will sort itself out. Don't worry about that. I hope. So yeah, it should sort itself out now. Yeah, I think it's sorted out. Okay, so yeah, if you want to call, please do feel free to do so. Actually, you know what? I'll use my phone. I'll use my phone because doing it from the computer does make it quite laggy. So yeah, do apologise about that, guys. Yeah, I'll do it off my phone. I'll do it off my phone because I feel like if I do it off my my computer, it will lag out a bit. So don't worry, I'm still here, as you can hear me. So yeah, if you want to call in, please do feel free to do so. We are taking calls now, just for the next kind of 10 minutes to hear what you guys have to say on Manchester United. And if you are watching this as a video, by the way, please do you know, leave your comments in the comment section below as well. Really want to hear what you guys have to say. So please do let me know on that front. But anyway, yeah, I'm not sure if Daz is going to call in. I'm not sure, but if he doesn't call in the next minute, then we'll get you on, Rashford. No problem at all. No problem at all. I can see it's lagging a bit, which is a bit annoying because I closed down the Skype. But I think opening the Skype kind of messed up slightly. So hopefully it does just go back to normal in a few seconds. But it's all right as long as you can hear me. It's fine. It should be all right. As you can see, I mean, the picture you can see at the moment is just my hand over my face. And I think that is the reaction. But yeah, hopefully it'll just start to come back into sync and everything like that. So yeah, if you do want to call in Rashford, please do feel free to do so. And as long as you guys can hear me, it should be alright. I think that... Note to self, next time I'm not going to open Skype on my computer because it does kind of mess with the stream a bit. So hopefully we do kind of get back to normal. Everything goes back to normal. So yeah, please do, you know, keep leaving your thoughts in the live chat on you know, the game ahead. Because I'm really, really excited for it. I am very, very excited for this game. I'm very, very excited for it indeed. And, you know, it's the start of the Premier League season. And whilst, yes, we had a pretty poor end to the transfer window, I still think, I'm still optimistic. I still think we can do some good things in this transfer window. Yeah, hopefully the stream, hopefully my face starts moving. Hopefully I'll stop lagging a bit. But as I said, as long as you can hear me, it should be alright. The Wolfen Horn says, have you clicked back on your OBS? Alright, okay, yes, it should be sorted out now. It should be sorted out, alright. Cheers for that, Watford Hornet. Lifesaver, absolute lifesaver. Absolute lifesaver. Make sure you do check out his channel if you aren't already. But yeah, cheers for letting me know that. I should have done that, but yeah, cheers for letting me know that, Watford Hornet. Red Door Studio says, no worries, man. Well, hopefully it's back up, which is good. Yeah, I think I'll remember that for next time. I'll definitely remember that for next time. So yeah, Rashford, if you do want to call in, or Dazza or whoever, please do call in and have your say, because Excuse me. I want to hear what you guys have to say. I want to hear what the public have got to say. But at the same time, I think, the man in the thumbnail, as you can see, Paul Pogba, is going to have a big role to play this season. He's going to have a big role to play this season. And I think in this midfield as well, without Paul Pogba, we did look very, very bare. We didn't look like we were able to create many chances. So I think Pogba, especially in this Chelsea game, is going to have to perform well. And it does seem like with Manchester United, if Pogba performs well, then United perform well. If Pogba has an absolute shocker, then usually Man United have an absolute shocker. So I think, Pogba has to perform well. It's simple as that. He has to do the business. He has to show the doubters wrong. He has to show what he can do, because we know there is a very, very good player in there. It's just whether he can produce it on the big stage. Sorry, Rashford. It probably did look like I just kind of took your call off the computer there. I'm going to do it off my phone, Rashford, if that's all right. Right, hold on. Because I think if I do it off the computer, then I think it'll just kind of lag out the stream a bit too much. So yeah, I'll do it off the phone, of course. Right, no worries. Okay, Rashford should be coming on any second now. It's classic technical issues. Right, here we go. Okay, now what I'm going to do is call that, and we'll accept that. Okay, right. Finally, we think we've sorted it out. Okay, Rashford, thanks for coming on, mate. Really appreciate it, and as well, just want to say thank you for the work you've done for the channel, especially with the kind of lineups and things like that. So thanks for coming on, mate. How are you doing this evening?
Yeah, I'm good. Are you?
I'm very, very good, mate. Very, very excited for the new season to begin. Obviously, we start off against Chelsea. First of all, what are your overall thoughts going into the game? Are you confident we can get our Premier League campaign off to the best possible start?
Big game, though, because Chelsea are also a big team, despite Hazard leaving and they got transfer ban, but they still strong. If you watch their pre-season games, the way they handle games, and yeah, they are strong. But as I said in the live chat, many fans are making it too much about Chelsea. Not good enough. They're making too much of it because they are good enough. They're youthful. Their team is youthful, and yeah, they are very good. And we have to win this game also, because you can't afford to lose. Spurs, you are challenging for the title, No, for the top 4 or a title, as you call it. And City won their first game. Arsenal will probably won Newcastle. Liverpool won and Spurs won. Those big teams are winning. So even though we are having Chelsea, but we've got to win it, because it's a big opportunity also, because we got more time than them. So yeah.
Well, I think 100%, Chelsea are not a team that we can write off. As we said throughout the stream, they've got a really, really, hungry, young contingent of players who will want to hit the ground running at Manchester United. So, yeah, there is absolutely no doubt that they're going to come and be very, very hungry to take 3 points off us. So we can't write them off whatsoever, and I do think it's important that Solskjaer gets off to the best possible start, just to bring some confidence back to the fans as well. I think that's really, really important. So what I want to ask you as well is about Harry Maguire. How do you think he'll fare in this game against Chelsea? Of course, it's not like we've signed him from a foreign club, so he's had that Premier League experience. How much do you think that'll help him settle into this Manchester United team?
I think Harry Maguire will set up very quickly, because he's obviously from a big team also, because Leicester are a big team, because obviously they've been challenging last season. They challenging big clubs like City, and they probably cost Liverpool winning the league. He cost Liverpool from winning the league also, and obviously they win City also last season. This is what happened. He is from a big club also, so I think he will set up in terms of experience, I think we should write that off by now because he already got the experience to be playing at the highest level because he's obviously a big player. And I think he will be good. But having said that, I don't think it will be his biggest game because obviously I'm not writing Chelsea off, but because their forward is very good, but they might come and surprise us as other teams do. But their midfield is more of a threat. So for me, tomorrow the most important thing is the midfield, and that's what we're lacking at the moment. And yeah, it's important that Harry Maguire have a good game. Yeah, I agree with that. And imagine scoring at last minute goal for his debut.
I hope so. I hope you're right. Welcome, by the way, to Toka. Well, thanks for joining. Toka Yep, though, thanks for joining me. He said a similar thing to you, actually. He says the Pogba situation... I thought he said something, but actually, he just says the Pogba situation is a mess. And, of course, talking about the midfield, Paul Pogba is definitely going to be a very important role, playing a very important role at Manchester United, and especially in this game if we are going to win it. But what do you think about the Paul Pogba situation? Do you think that Paul Pogba is the key to Man United's success this season? How important do you think it is that we keep hold of him?
Absolutely. He is key because if you look at our midfield, before the transfer window, when it opened in May, and you look at our midfield and you said, look, we need a midfielder. Seriously, we've got McTominay. I'm not writing him off but he hasn't proved it yet. Pereira, the same thing, and Fred, the same thing. They need to step up also. They can't just rely on Pogba because it's too much to rely on Pogba because from that midfield, Fred has to know that he has to step up. Same as Andres Pereira. They have been given, maybe Fred hasn't got much chance, but Pereira needs to get his chance going because I think he is, but, it's just not going, the fastest way. But having said that, Pogba is very important because he is going to give us goals. And tell me, I don't think we have any midfielder who can give us goals apart from Pogba. Who then? Which goal is coming from the midfield, from another midfield?
It's very, very true.
And I'm not talking about the whole, a game, one game, or, which goal is coming from midfield. I'm not just talking about the game, but the whole season because...
Oh, Rashford, I'm so sorry, mate. My phone literally died. I was using my phone to do the call. That's a mess. An absolute mess. Oh, Rashford, I'm so sorry. I'm actually so sorry. I'm so sorry. Okay, I do apologise, guys. I do apologise. Rashford, I'm so sorry, man. What an idiot. Why not charge my flipping phone? God, okay. Rashford, are you making such a good point as well? I'm so sorry to cut you off. I'm so sorry. I messed it up completely. I wish I had a charger nearby. Rashford, I'm so sorry, man. That's all my fault. It's not you, it's me. That was totally me. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. Oh, Rashford, I'm so sorry. Oh, God. I should have charged my phone. What an idiot. What an absolute idiot. Oh. Okay, I'm so sorry, Rashford. So sorry. But yeah, thanks for calling in anyway, mate. Really appreciate it. And I promise you, next time you call in, you'll be the first one to call in. And I'll make sure my phone is actually charged. I thought I'd have enough charge just to be able to get through that call, but it just went down so quick. I'm so sorry. So sorry. Welcome to Football Hub. Thanks for joining. And welcome to TTX as well. Thanks for joining us. The problem is Matic. He's slow, lethargic, and doesn't do us any good. I mean, I think I agree with that. I think Matic... McTominay and Pogba, I think, do pull their weight. Matic is someone who in pre-season we have seen been a bit lacklustre, let's say. It has been quite lacklustre in that central midfield. So, yeah, I think Matic is going to be very content. I feel like if Matic doesn't play well in the first few games of the season, I feel like a lot of the fans are going to be calling Matic out. So, yeah, I don't know. It's It's unfortunate. Rashford says, what also you were going to say about, what you're going to say, just, we can't just rely on Pogba. But I mean, I totally agree. I mean, I was going to say, before I cut you off, that I was agreeing with what you're saying, because without Pogba in there, who realistically is going to, score the goals from midfield? And I think you're right. We need to have goals from all over the pitch if we are going to be successful this season. And if we don't, well, we can kiss any sort of hope of top 4 goodbye. And I think those hopes are very, very slim indeed. Toka says Juventus hasn't given up on their pursuit for Pogba, and this has given Pogba more power. I think you're right. You're definitely right. Player power is very, very kind of prominent in today's game, and I think Paul Pogba can just hand in a transfer request at any time. And that is why it was so imperative that we brought in someone like a Bruno Fernandes, a Thomas Partey, someone like that, because now, if Paul Pogba hands in a transfer request, we're going to have to get rid of him. Simple as that. And if we get rid of Pogba, we are looking very, very light in that midfield. But we'll wait and see what happens. Hopefully Pogba stays at least for this season before we can bring in a replacement. But anyway, I'm going to leave it there, guys, for tonight's preview. Thank you so much for all the support you guys have given me on the first Premier League preview for Manchester United. Hopefully we get the 2-1 win that I predicted, or any of the other results you guys have predicted, because they have been pretty positive on the whole. But I want to thank everyone who's joined me. Please do subscribe to all the channels mentioned in the stream. That's Red Devil Studio, Daz's Football Stand, all the channels in the description down below as well. Make sure you check them all out if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. We are nearly at 760 subscribers, which is our next goal for the channel. So if you can help us hit that, that'd be absolutely amazing. But thanks for watching, everyone. Really appreciate it. Hopefully I'll be coming to you tomorrow afternoon with a smile on my face after we've got the first win of the Premier League season. But until then, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Before I go, FlickZOT says you will batter Chelsea. Thanks for joining, mate. Really appreciate it. I hope you're right. I really do hope you're right, mate. If you are new around here as well, guys, please do subscribe to the channel if you are new. But thanks for joining, mate. Sorry it was a bit too late, but thanks for joining. Really appreciate it. But anyway, thank you so much to everyone who has joined me today, and we'll see you guys tomorrow for the match reaction of this Chelsea game. I'm hoping that we can get the job done. Thanks for watching, and see you guys next time.